Yo, what's up guys? And if you hear a bird chirping on the background, he's annoying. It's annoying me all the time. That's what keeps me awake. However, Siege round 2, Siege tournament round 2. First hit, they had like pretty strange defenses. I guess they were just trying something new, but that something new was Gianna food. Was a pretty quick hit. It also means that I had to hit it a few times. So actually on the Thursday, we had to play this match on the Thursday, and I was crazy busy with work, so I barely had actually any time to hit at all. Actually, I did these two, the previous one and the one I'm currently doing during lunch break, which was right at the time when the siege started. And can that... I have no clue if you hear that thing on the background, but shut the hell up. Like what the F? Why are you making this much noise for? Whatever. I'm not a bird friend, I guess. I don't know. Either how, I'm not a noise of things that make too much random sound. For no reason. Well, probably he thinks he has a reason. Anyhow, siege match, yes. Man, so distracted, so many things, like such a busy week at work, like it was crazy. Either how, still managed to do all of my wings because this siege actually took longer than the last siege. If this would have happened on the last siege, then I probably wouldn't have enough time to actually do all of my matches. And I could decide to make this video some other time because that bird is super annoying. But yeah, whatever. I hope you just don't hear it. Either how, that's... I would say if you build this defense, I would put a lot of additional damage on that Abigail, the unit in the middle. That thing hit for like 200 per hit. That's nothing. Like, I'm not sure what it was built on, but it literally did nothing damage. Maybe it was just built that the Momo was supposed to do damage, but I, to be honest, didn't really get this defense. It was nice to try something out. It's sometimes very good to try out things that potentially work or don't work. But this is one I would say was not that great. They also had defenses of the Nana Perna and the Savannah, which I would say is not, per definition, a bad defense. My Ganymede was not that fast at all, so I was somewhat surprised I outspeed this whole team with that. So, but in the end, Rico was slower, and that was the main thing that was the purpose for. And I still have my Wusa was swift. I would say if I Wusa on this one is a lot better because Wusa would outspeed this anyways. But was it a good team? I would definitely say it was pretty much a good team. Sure, if it would have landed an armor break on there, it could have been somewhat of an issue situation, but I feel like in most cases, there's just too many dots for him to handle and to do properly anything. Plus you got so much immunity up, it just takes a while. So let's actually speed up this process. You know how it works. You just TOA the shit out of people. You take it slowly. You take it in a way that you know, like, okay, I don't die from anything weird. Then you still take it slowly. You reset the things that make it safe most of the times, unless you're already winning. Then you actually put things towards more offensive stuff. So in most cases, you want to reset the Wusa. In this case, when things are already dying, reset the Rika. And it's just fairly easy going. If you actually land a few dots. Either how. Next match. So this was their solution to the net 4 defense, which again had Abigails in there. I'm not too sure why, or if those Abigails actually did a very good job. But apparently against a proccing Martina that does a lot of damage, it doesn't do too much. Like his team nearly is like evaporated before it even took a turn. So yeah, is that Martina being OP? That is actually Martina being OP. Should Martina get a nerf? Because it's been too good for too long, right? So then I fought this team, like the same team that I hit before. But now with the Tractor Windy Lulu, they actually had no real net 4 team that was like very susceptible to the Tractor Windy Lulu. So I was like, I'm pretty sure this team would be susceptible to the Tractor Windy Lulu. The only thing that could happen is armor break on the Lulu and then a proc into the S2 of Savannah. Plus a hard damage crit hit from a Perna or twice, and then I would get like close to being dangerous. But in this case, Perna always hits the Windy, makes it very easy to get shields. I keep immunity up on the Lulu, makes it easy to not die by anything strange. He does have Destroy on, I think, the Savannah, and maybe also Destroy on the Nana, which is not necessarily really an issue. So I would say all in all, pretty safe team. It's just going to take a while, so let's actually speed up this process by 3 times. Oh, and apparently I hit something I wasn't supposed to hit. But I told the guys I was way too busy for the whole week. I couldn't really pay attention what to hit, what not to hit. So, yeah, is what it is. Also, if you expect your 100% rest to work against any team with a Nana lead, you're probably wrong. Because the Nana lead is so much, everything will be max accuracy. Now, we had somewhat of a slightly similar team, but they used it with the Gianna. I've seen this same team in Asia servers as well. Or Asia server, or like China server, or something like that. But to be honest, I'm not that... I wouldn't really place it myself that much. I don't know. I tried a lot of teams with Gianna, to be honest. But it wouldn't be really something I would say, like, yeah, let's start running this. Is it somewhat wonky looking right now? Just a little bit, but in most cases it's not that dangerous as it might seem. So we clear that, we get a lucky proc over there, we just do too much S1 damage, that one doesn't even die. But it's just all covered by bombs right now, so with those bombs, it's just, the odds of dying is just super, super low. We can chop that, we can chop that. Maybe I should have chopped with S1, maybe it would have been better. But in the end, doesn't really matter all too much, because we get some more bombs, and S1 damage on a Perna with armor break is easily like 4k plus. Still an easy win. Then we had a slightly weird team on defense, and they also went in with a slightly weird offense, I would say. So the main things that would be target is the Tessarion, which is somewhat tanky, and the Nigang, which is somewhat tanky. The monkey would not really be focused by anything, because the odds of getting an armor break on that one is just fairly low. And for that reason I was like, yeah, this is probably a fine team, this will probably work. There's also Destroy on the monkey, which helps like a little bit as well. So with that all set, with all that due, Tessarion is still a very nice unit. I think if you want to do more, if you're not doing so well for Siege in Net 5s, build more Tessarions. Tessarion is just one of those units on Siege offense. It just does a lot of good stuff. That's the main thing there is to it. A lot of good stuff. Also, for some reason that I felt that Leona was not really ruined too well. It was very easy to break the shield. Even though, sure, with armor break it's relatively easy to break the shield always, but even without, I felt like it was not doing all too much. So, I'm not sure about Leona in defense in the first place, not gonna lie. But, easy win for us, I would say. Now we had the next one, which was... at some point they said, like, okay, just try to get your 10-10 and hit whatever. So I hit whatever, and I wasn't really feeling like paying too much attention to whatever I was hitting and how I was hitting it. This team in the end was actually worse than I thought. I should have went for something with more, let's say, immunity-ish kind of thing. So if I had the immunity instead of the NFL, would probably been better, because with an attack buff and with an armor break and a critter, your fucking unit dies. Which is not great. So at some point I tried to kill the Karkana, but I actually had it in the past that I had a fight before with a 2 against 1 with a Bolverick and something else against the Riley. But you can't actually kill a Riley with an NFL and a Bolverick, like legit, trust me. I tried. For the people that drove with me to, or I drove with them to Berlin at the Berlin meetup, they saw me play against something like that for, I don't know, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. So at some point I was like, wait, I shouldn't do this. I should actually switch. I think this is where I make the switch, maybe a little bit later. Good thing is I have max resistance on both units, so the odds of a Karkano landing an armor break is very low. The Molong, of course, was not 100 res. So yeah, this is kind of the point where I was like, okay, I kind of gotta start hitting other things whenever I feel fit, but not give too much stacks towards the Riley. And also, if the Riley has its S4 up, it will always do S4. Plus, I had to time it with the NFL slows. So that is the only way I could kill it. Otherwise, I would have been in this fight for still, I guess. I don't know. So then we have one more fight with the Tractor win the Lulu. I guess in this offense, it kind of worked. There is some risk if that one does get Oblivion and armor broken. I had the luck that it didn't do too much procs. and it didn't do too much damage. But this was tricky in some way. Also, the Windy is not really placed that well because both the left unit and the right unit will never do anything on Windy, and I really needed that proc here, otherwise I probably would have died. So Windy is actually pretty terrible in this offense because you need at least one fire unit to focus Windy for Windy to be useful. And Windy is broken as fuck, but if there's no fire units on the enemy team, Windy doesn't do all too much. And the light unit is still a 1 out of 3 of actually hitting Windy. Whereas other units are probably lower HP because other units hit that. So it's even less than a 1 out of 3 that unit will be hitting Windy. So in that case, yeah, it's somewhat tricky. But if you keep the immunity up, it's still pretty doable, I would say. So would you say this is the best team you can do? Absolutely not. Would you say it's a doable team? Yeah, I would say so. But yeah, not the best team, not the best team. Wouldn't recommend it, but I was kind of in a hurry. I was like I said, long day at work, pretty tired. I was like, I want to get this shit over with. Give me my 10-10. But this one was actually the 9. So then we had to do one more for the 10-10. And in this case, also, once again, I didn't really want to re-rune anything. So I just went in with stuff that was already ruined. And just hope for the best, more or less. Would I say that this is a bad team per definition? No, these units are pretty good runes, so you can actually get away with it. The only thing is that the combination of Savannah and, what's it called? Savannah and Lucia is not really that big because you can't really put S3 on it when you have a 2-turn sleep on it. At least it's not that useful. And I just nearly got fully stunned by one Leona proccing like 3 times. That's kind of funny though. But yeah, I mean, if you don't get armor broken too much, then, and the only armor break there is actually the Nana. Plus you can do the 2-turn sleeps from time to time. For some reason I didn't land jack shit for armor breaks on that one. But at least I have 2 units to kill the Leona, so I wouldn't get to the issue that I only had 1 unit of doing that. And with that said, and with the other one killed already, it's relatively easy going, right? So, one more kill. Actually, the Feng Yang does so crazy much damage. It's insane. Also, this door is going back and forth. But, yeah. That's what you get if you don't close doors properly. Either how, guys, we got a 10-10 coming in. Which is exactly what we did. So, yeah, guys. Oh, wait. That looks kind of buggy. That looks less buggy. So yeah, that's everything that I recorded for this siege, guys. Thanks for watching. We have our next match against Squad 0, which actually did win twice in the last, like, I don't know, 7 seasons or something. So they're a very strong guild, and we shall see how that goes. Guys, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.